Our last inductee tonight will be presented by our Assistant Director of Athletics. Please welcome Cindy Scott.
Congratulations to all of tonight's inductees. What an honor to be here and to get to share this with all of you. Many of us in tonight's audience were lucky enough to be at Bentley during your careers. You were champions in your sports, but more importantly, you were outstanding young men and women who personified what it meant to be winners, both as student athletes and as people. You guys really were the best of the best, and it's so great to see you all tonight. I am humbled to have the honor of presenting Sandy Hoffman for induction into our Bentley Athletics Hall of Fame. This just might be the hardest thing I've ever had to do, as I'm so afraid my words will fail her. It's so difficult to quantify the impact Sandy had on Bentley University and the sport of volleyball. I am representing decades of players, coaches, and administrators as I try to do justice to this remarkable woman. Sandy gave everything she had to Bentley, whether it was the volleyball program or the athletic department as a whole. She was our head volleyball coach for 32 years, but was also our longtime assistant director of athletics and our senior women's administrator. She was a champion of all sports at Bentley University. In fact, she was a champion of all things Bentley. Trust me when I tell you, she bled Bentley blue. Sandy and I worked with each other for almost 18 years. She hired me in 1998 as her intern, and I spent the next 18 years doing whatever she told me to do. There are many people in the room tonight that had the privilege of working with Sandy. Many of you worked with her for over 30 years and share a profound sense of sadness and loss, as our athletic family is not the same without her. Sandy always amazed me. She worked so hard to be the best at whatever she did. We know this induction is mostly about her success as our volleyball coach, but she could just as easily have been inducted for her administrative contributions. There is not an administrative role in the athletic department that she did not do at some point. Sandy worked alongside our longtime athletic director, Bob DeFelice, her entire tenure at Bentley. She was his right-hand person, and the two of them led and shaped this athletic department into what we all see today. She was also instrumental in the growth of women's sports in the Northeast 10 Conference and the development of the role of female administrators within that conference. But through it all, coaching and teaching were the core of who she was. Sandy came by that quite naturally as the daughter of Bob and Barbara Hoffman. Both were high school teachers and coaches. Her mom was Sandy's high school volleyball coach and had the greatest influence on Sandy's athletic career and the direction that it took. In fact, her mom was her greatest fan throughout her coaching career. Sandy was front and center in helping to develop volleyball across New England. There is no other coach or administrator who was more instrumental to the growth of volleyball as she impacted the sport on so many different levels. She started the New England All-Star Volleyball Camp, which was one of the first and largest volleyball camps in the New England region. Annually, some 500 girls and boys would attend the camps, staffed by over 50 college and high school coaches. Most of her colleagues at Bentley had no idea of the tremendous role she played on the regional and national scene. She was a longtime member of the NCAA Volleyball Committee and served on various AVCA committees. Sandy really was a rock star in the sport of volleyball on both the regional and national scenes. Kathy DeBoer, the director of the American Volleyball Coaches Association, posted the day Sandy passed, We lost Sandy Hoffman today. Our volleyball world is a little smaller and a lot sadder. Remember her as the female warrior she was. One of the most meaningful recognitions of Sandy's illustrious career came in December of last year when she was inducted into the AVCA Hall of Fame. That is the greatest recognition anyone in the sport of volleyball can receive. In fact, there are only 66 members to date. In addition, in 2013, the Northeast 10 Conference named the Conference Volleyball Coach of the Year award after Sandy. Sandy established her place among the legends of the sport years ago, and it is fitting that she is taking her rightful place among Bentley's elite tonight. During her 32 years as the head coach at Bentley University, Sandy won 758 volleyball matches. It's fourth all-time in Division II women's volleyball and the most ever in New England history. And she did it without the luxury of full scholarships that some other coaches had. She recruited across this entire country to find young women that were bright, aspired to be successful business professionals, and oh, by the way, could play the sport of volleyball. She won sets, she won matches, she won tournaments, she won conference championships, she won NCAA tournament games, and she won Coach of the Year honors. But those were only a very small part of who Sandy was. It was never just about winning and losing to Sandy. It was rather how she could impact the lives of players, mentor fellow coaches, and fight for the growth of the sport that she loved. She paid it forward her entire career, teaching all of us how to do it right. She epitomized the words coach, teacher, mentor, and leader. Everybody in the sport knew her, and everybody loved her. She has former players. Her current team is here. Joey, our head coach, Christine Mickelson, our assistant coach who played for Sandy. Former assistant coaches are here, friends, coaching colleagues. Her biggest nemesis in the Northeast 10 played her match early at Franklin Pierce today so she could be here, Robin Salters. All of you that are a part of Sandy's family, her volleyball family, her friends, please stand up because I want to give you all a round of applause because you guys are the best. Stand up, please. Stand up. All of Sandy's people, stand up. Sandy's very proud that all of you are here. I heard from so many of Sandy's players and former assistants after she passed. I felt like it was really important to share some of those comments with all of you tonight. Coach was the toughest, strongest woman I've ever met. She encouraged all her players and peers to mirror that toughness. Coach impacted every female athlete at Bentley. She taught us to be strong, confident, and to walk through life with grace and determination, both on and off the court. Coach personified the very meaning of strong. Coach's motto was "Get Tough," which has now become a social movement within the volleyball community. Coach was a tenacious leader who lived her "Get Tough" mantra until the bitter end. Coach wanted what was best for her players, held us accountable, and challenged us, not just physically or on the court, but stressed the importance of studying hard, living healthy lives, and doing the right thing. She taught us to be better women, strong, hardworking, resilient, all qualities which have helped so many of her players become extremely successful women and good people. Coach was so passionate about the sport, about our program, about Bentley, about her players, and about life in general. One former player wrote to tell me that she has spent her whole life trying to be the person and leader that Sandy would respect, to be the best employee, the best employer, the best friend, the best wife, and the best mother. When faced with incredible adversity, Sandy never quit. She fought through her 2.5-year battle with a sense of determination and dignity that all of us in the Bentley Athletics family were awed by. She never questioned, never made excuses. She fought to the bitter end, as those that know her knew she would. She wanted to see her senior class of 2015 finish their careers, and she did. She got to watch them advance to the second round of the NC tournament last year. Sandy's wife, Mary, who was the greatest advocate and caretaker one could imagine, tried so hard to get Sandy to focus on just her health. Sandy would have none of it. Sports are much more than a game to those of us who are truly passionate about it. It is full of life's lessons. It can teach us joy, failure, maturity, humility, selflessness, and love. Sandy taught us all of that and much more. Enjoy tonight, Sandy. You so deserve it. Those that truly know the sport of volleyball and Bentley University athletics understand the great ambassador you were, how you inspired young men and women, and how you mentored generations of coaches and administrators. You have always carried yourself with the grace and class of a true champion, and this university will forever be indebted to you for your unending commitment and service. We love you, we respect you, and we thank you for what you gave to Bentley University. Tonight, our friend Sandy Hoffman is forever a member of the Bentley University Athletics Hall of Fame. It is my greatest honor, clouded by a profound sense of sadness, that I present Sandy and Mary's good friend, Suede, to receive her most deserved Hall of Fame plaque. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Cindy. That was a perfect tribute to Coach. First of all, because we know Coach would want to start this way, congratulations to all the incredibly deserving and very worthy inductees this evening. This is about all of you. I'm a friend of Coach Hoffman and her family. As you can imagine, today is an emotionally powerful one for them for so many reasons. Coach's wife, Mary, and Sandy's family have asked me to accept this award for Coach Hoffman and present a statement from them on this momentous occasion. To begin with, they want you to know how important it was and how determined Coach was to be here in person to accept this award. We all know how strong she was, always reminding all of us to get tough. She lived by those words her entire life, on and off the court, and especially over the last 3 years. When Sandy learned about her induction into Bentley Hall of Fame, she was extremely humbled and deeply honored. She spent a lot of time reflecting back on her 33 years of coaching at Bentley, and most of her stories were about how proud she was to see her players mature, not only on the court, but off, watching them become stronger, increasingly confident in themselves, and who they would become, watching their journeys unfold. She was very proud to see how accomplished they became in their careers and relationships, and watch them continue growing well into their adult lives, feeling like a part of their extended family. And Sandy honestly cared about all the student athletes with whom she crossed paths, not just her players. She was a great coach with every fiber of her being, and genuinely cared about bringing anyone in her circle to their personal best and beyond in all areas of their lives. Coach is no longer with us in person, but she created a legacy for all of us to live by on and off the court. Dig deep and get tough. Living our lives with that unstoppable spirit of hers in our hearts is the way we truly honor her life. That is what she wanted to leave us with. So on behalf of Coach Sandy Hoffman, her wife, her family, Bentley, thank you for this great honor. Thank you for honoring Sandy and keeping her legacy, especially here at Bentley, alive for generations to come.
On behalf of the entire athletic department, we want to thank you all for coming. We do have one last announcement. We'd like for the inductees to come up on stage before you leave for a group photo. Again, thanks for being part of a special night, and we hope you drive home safe. Thank you.